Christmas is in the air. Hello fellow CNC nuts and welcome. This episode's coming from the front lawn of my brother's Christmas display. And as you can see, Christmas is in the air. Now we're here to see something that currently isn't in this display, the Christmas train that we made at the end of October. If you remember, the idea was to motorize it, and so I'm going to show you the finished result. As you can see here, the track has been laid, so all we need now is the train. The train consists of two separate parts. The first is the engine, and the second is the coal carriage. There's a small electrical cable that needs to be connected between the carriage and the train, and that brings the power to the train. The two then just connect together with a simple pin. And because this train also simulates steam, it needs to have its reservoir filled with water. So here we have the completed train, all assembled. And as you can see, it's been painted black, and what's more, it actually runs along the track as we had hoped. Now, we've had a few bits and pieces added to it. My brother came up with some ideas. He first of all wanted smoke on it. After all, it is a steam train, and with a flick of a switch here, we have smoke. Now this is being created by a mister unit. It just simply takes ordinary water, vibrates it very quick, and the result is a misting fog. He's added a small computer fan in there to blow that water vapor out of the chimney, simply because water vapor is heavier than air, and otherwise it won't rise out of the chimney there. He's also added in a small LED light here at the front, as all self-respecting steam trains should have. And best of all, the whole thing's motorized. Now it really is a testament to the people who designed this kit, bearing in mind that this was basically just a puzzle to be cut out and clipped together. It was never designed to actually run along a track, and the fact that it does is pretty incredible to my way of thinking. There was an initial problem linking these wheels together, where one wheel would move slightly and would lock all the others. But once the linking arm was put onto the other side and the wheels offset by 90 degrees, that problem disappeared. So there really wasn't a problem at all. Well, let's have a look at it running. So with the track being so short, I had to come up with an idea to reverse the train when it gets to the end of the track. Now for this, we've put some sticks of wood here up on one of the sleepers, and there's a switch on the train just here. When it hits that piece of wood, it toggles the switch over, which reverses the polarity of the motor, and the train starts travelling in the opposite direction. At the other end of the track is another stick standing up just like this one here, which will toggle that switch across, and the train will start heading back in this direction again. And in the background there, we've got our train builder. So another important part of the train is the coal carriage here, and we're using that to hold the batteries. If we look under here and remove Santa's gifts, we'll find here a 12 volt 18 ampere hour battery, and that'll run the train for the whole night. Now, one of the great things about this coal carriage here is it's actually articulated, it's separate from the train, and it's held in by a single pin linkage, just as it is on a real train. Despite the fact that this kit is basically a puzzle and was never designed to be motorized, it was surprisingly easy to do. Some small wooden inserts were made for both the train and the coal carriage to locate the bearings in their correct position. Here is the mist generator that produces the illusion of steam. At the bottom is a reservoir to hold water and the computer fan on the right to blow the mist out. A light ring has been added at the top to illuminate the steam. Some serious modification was required to the internal of the boiler to make room to mount the mist generator. The only replacement parts I made for this project were the connecting rods that ran between the wheels. That's because it was easier to make new ones to take the new bearings than to modify the existing ones. We considered many options on how best to connect the motor to the train and decided to machine up our own gears and attach it to the side of one of the wheels. The gears are being cut from a 1/4 inch thick HDPE plastic. A small metal adapter was created to connect the pinion to the motor. The motor runs at 40 RPM with a 3.5 to 1 reduction to the train wheel. The presents on the coal carriage are made from polystyrene. They've been painted and had glitter glued to them. They really add that little extra to the project. With all the pieces now made and painted, the train can now be assembled. At this stage we still have no idea whether it will actually run on a track or not. As you can see, the kit is going together very easily, and it took 2 hours from start to finish to complete the assembly. And finally, we needed a track for the train. We made it out of 20mm electrical conduit and used some 2x2 as the sleepers. So there we have it, the completed train, and it works exceptionally well. Far better than I ever thought it probably would. This is my brother Craig. He did all the donkey work on this here, researched the project, and did all the painting, the assembly, and in conjunction with my other brother, they figured out how they actually would go about motorising it. I just had the simple job of cutting the parts. If you're interested in building this particular train, or maybe one of the other models that are available, check out www.makecnc.com. They have a good range of plans on their site, and I suspect probably more than one of them could be motorised as well. Well, that about wraps it up for this week. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and join us next time for another project. Cheers!